You're watching Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Mamma mia, look at all this chaos. Let's get into it with the lead. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day. As always, we come to you live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. A very tight and crammed Sports Closet studio today, but we have friends in town, and we wanted to have you guys on the show. Pete and DJ from What Chaos.
Hello.
Crammed is good for us. We wouldn't want it any other way. We want to be as close to all of you as possible.
And we still found a way to get Alex Plant into the shot as well. No E, yeah, just a T. That is a joke that would be lost on anyone who didn't sit through the decade of darkness as an Oilers fan.
You guys familiar with Alex Plant's game?
No, give it to us.
He's a former first-round pick of the Oilers, and now he's our Plant. He's also played for Korea at the Olympics in
2018.
Was it 2018?
Yeah, it was
Now,
2018.
this is a non-top 5 first-round pick for the Oilers.
15th overall.
15th overall, yeah.
Yeah, they had 3 first-round picks. Sam Gagner, of course.
Yep.
Alex Plant. Remember the last one? Former Bruin.
Bruin. That the Oilers would have drafted.
Calling him a former Bruin is insane.
Is this a very brief cup of coffee?
Has to be.
Riley Nash.
Oh, wow, yes.
Riley Nash?
Listen, he was a former Bruin. He was a big part of some of those Bruins teams.
Yeah, Riley Nash was a nice little bottom 6 piece. Yeah.
I mean,
Was he on a cup run team?
No. But he was on, he was one of the, Don Sweeney showed a propensity for finding guys that could be good bottom 6 players for 2 years and then let them go make money with somebody else. And then that's what he did. He went to Carolina and got paid, I believe. And he wasn't anything.
it was either Columbus.
Oh, no,
yeah,
he was
Columbus.
Carolina
Columbus,
before.
yeah.
Oilers
But
pay those
I'm
guys.
rusty on my Riley Nash. No, they just trade 2nd and 4th round picks for them.
The show, as always, a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It is never ordinary at Bet365. I was laughing with you guys when I got in today. If you would have been here any of the last 4 days, you would have been like, wow, Edmonton's beautiful in the spring. It's a shit show outside today. So you're getting a real big slap in the face of Edmonton.
Yeah, but I feel like this is like I'm getting the real Edmonton experience during hockey season. I don't want to be like some red carpet tourist. I want the real thing. So I'm happy about this.
Kind of like when DJ came in for the Cup final.
That's what I said. I was like, when we were driving in, Sean was like, this is like a lot more of a like city than I was thinking we were going to see. And I was like, oh, dude, like this is a fun town.
Yeah.
And then I said, granted, like a quarter of my experience in Edmonton is seeing Shania Twain. So it's a little skewed.
She's
by
always
just
here.
like how much fun it was in June. But I mean, it was fun then. It's fun now. So pumped to be here. Love this place.
I always laugh when you got to hype up Edmonton when people are coming for the first time. Then they land and there's a 45-minute drive past Farmers Fields from the airport just to get into the city. That's always a bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah, but we got to see. So we got to the antique mall. There was an
Strathcona Antique Mall.
By
Yeah.
the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get there and grab some antiques.
I got 45 minutes of Animal Crossing in the Uber, so I was totally happy.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Pete's a real Animal Crossing head this trip
right.
so far.
That game's been over a long time, hasn't it?
It's a
Yes,
COVID game,
but
right?
I'm new to it, and it's the
you're
best.
Okay, that's fair. YouTube chat, buzzing YouTube chat brought to you by our friends at Odd Company Brewing and Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. 2 locations in Edmonton, downtown, or the Ritchie spot on a street that we call Happy Beer Street.
That sounds like a street that I'm interested in.
There's like 4 or 5 breweries all kind of in one little area. So it's a great, if you guys are looking for something to do maybe on a Friday night, Happy Beer Street, legit. End it with our friends at Odd Company Brewing. Their Ritchie spot has some top tier pizza, and you can get a Nation beer on draft. We'll put back a few of these at Greta tonight.
Oh,
Amazing.
I'm very excited
Told the
for
boys
that.
I was gonna get him into Bellini beers this trip. Is that too touristy?
No.
Okay, good. That's
No.
so
Even
that's
if
like
it was.
cool Western Canada stuff.
Nothing you could have said there would have turned me off on
And
the
I-
Bellini beers.
I wouldn't want you to be turned off.
I famously do
They're the
not
best.
drink and had a
Liam
Bellini beer
always
last
says
time
that
I was
to me.
here. Special occasion beer, so delicious.
We should probably talk a little bit of hockey here. That is what the people want in the YouTube chat. But let's start with the game last night. The Oilers, son of a bitch, they almost did it, actually. That game got weirdly close at the end. They were down 4-0 going into the third. We'll break down all of the goals in a little bit, and we'll go through our scoring summary. But, like, fuck me, they almost tied that game up at the end.
Yeah,
Like, they had a post that would have sent the game to overtime.
I think they hit 3 posts.
Yeah.
I think their expected goals in that game was like 5.5, which tells you a bit of a tale, I think, considering Dallas's was 2.
And how many did Dallas finish with?
They won the game 4-3.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they were a bit unlucky, but the game was lost in the first period.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like they almost tied it by almost being up 5-0 at the end of the first period. It
they
was just
should've won the
Ottinger
first.
was awesome. Skinner was. I mean, I didn't think that Skinner was terrible. I'm surprised the expected goals for Dallas was so low, given how many odd man rushes and breakaways there were. But Stu didn't stop any of those, and whatever, that's going to happen from time to time. But Ottinger was unbelievable in the first period, and third period we missed because we were leaving the airport. I was happy to stop watching that game at 4-0, and then when we were talking hockey in the Uber driver was like, "Oh, I'll put on 880 Ched," and they're playing all these goal calls, and we're like, "Did the Oilers win this fucking game? What ended up happening here?" But good on them for fighting back. But I totally agree with you. The game is lost when you're down 97 and 29.
Yeah.
You dominate the first period, and you have a 1-0 deficit to show for it.
Yeah, actually, that's great. So let's jump right into it. Scoring summary, as always, brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. You can get a custom ring built and delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program. It worked for me. It worked for Liam. So why wouldn't it work for you? CharmDiamondCenters.com. Let's start with that 1-0 goal, I guess. You're right. It was all Oilers early on. And, like, I know, again, people love to roast Stuart Skinner, but 15 minutes into the game, and the first real scoring chance for Dallas is a breakaway for Wyatt Johnson. How this even gets to that point is a little bit perplexing. Corey Perry decides he's just not going to pick anyone up. On the left side of the screen, Victor Arvidsson was like, "Oh, Dallas has the puck. Good time for me to go for a change." Like, you can roast Skinner for not making a big save, sure. I know people were getting on Bouchard as well because it's just
The optics are so bad.
but that's
so bad.
That's like the whole thing with Bouchard is like,
Oh no, it's just the optics
Stick
of it all.
off the ice,
Yeah.
just like up. Oh.
Like, realistically, there's not much you can do there, like, by putting yourself in that position. But to finish the play with just, this is happening is not good.
that is kind of the whole thing with Bouchard is like there are so many goals where like I do not really blame him on this one as much as maybe he could have gotten more of a piece of that puck. There's like 4 other guys on the ice who did not do their jobs, but then the freeze frame just always gets Bouch every single time. It's tough.
I mean, Ekholm, too.
Where
was he in that pitch?
Yeah.
He's the other defenseman. He had a terrible game, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was Derek Ryan that took the change.
Was it? Oh, was it not Arvidsson? I thought it was Arvidsson.
I hate to correct you on that, but a lot of people, maybe I'm wrong.
DR10.
Well, he was on the line with Perry yesterday.
Yeah.
I know
Someone made a
people
dumb change.
It was, but I think it was Derek Ryan. Maybe that's why he's in Bakersfield right now. Yep, there he is, our boy, Derek Ryan. But yeah, just obviously Ekholm put in a bit of a bad spot too because he thought his forwards were going to back check for him and he didn't. But maybe don't be that high up the ice.
I wonder if maybe that was, again, late in the period after you play so well. You know, players aren't idiots. They know it's a tall task coming into that game to beat the Dallas Stars without Connor McDavid, without Leon Draisaitl. I think that was probably a little bit deflating, being like, fuck, we played so good, and how are we down 1-0 in this game? Because the second period, things fell apart in a hurry. And maybe, again, part of it is the mental thing. They felt like they had to really push, but, like, there were bad pinches. There were really bad reads. They find themselves down 4-0 at the end of the period. I mean, you can just start rolling them, Aaron. Like, there was this one, which was, okay, this wasn't the bad Darnell Nurse pinch. This is just whatever. Probably a shitty bounce.
That was bad luck.
Yeah, like out of the 4 goals, this is probably the one you're least upset about, especially considering you almost score at the other end of the ice right before it. But roll the next one, because I think the next one is the one that really pissed me off sitting in my seat at Rod. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Darnell Nurse makes a bad play at the blue line when he should have just gotten the puck deep and away from trouble. But then this pinch by Matthias Ekholm, you have to recognize that it's the end of a power play.
Yeah, just horrible awareness, like situational awareness. The guy's getting out of the box, and the guy that's getting out of the box is a 40-goal scorer.
And Stu doesn't stop a shot. That listen, again, it's Jason Robertson. He knows how to pick a spot, but that wasn't even 5-hole. That was under the pad.
I think I have one big take, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's not time for one big take yet.
This, but it's perfect timing. I think I hate Jason Robertson.
I mean, he was one of 2 players that beat you last night, so it's a fair takeaway to have.
It's a fair thing to add in here. there was a few years ago, Jason Robertson need Connor McDavid. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, he's rubbed me the wrong way. And also, too, sorry, DJ. On the third goal, he goes by the bench. I don't know if you see, he does this little cheer where he like puts both. I don't know. That was it for me. That was over the edge. The bucket was full. I've had enough of this man. I don't know who you think you are, Jason Robertson.
40
but
goals.
Enough is enough.
He's Jason Robertson.
Jason motherfucking Robertson is who he is, brother. On our show, we would say good behavior.
Yeah,
Jason Robertson going by the bench after spike the football a little bit. Okay, you hate to see it from him. I like him because as streaky as he is, he didn't kill you in the Western Conference Final last year. Like him doing his disappearing act then, I thought was very, very solid for me. So respect, sir. You're a great player. Thank you for not doing much against the Oilers or saving it for last night.
Do it again this playoff run, I think it's fair to say, Jason.
Yeah, if you end up running into him. Okay, you saw the goals, 4-0. Full credit to the Oilers. They turned on the Jets in the third period a little bit here. As much as the first period was good, the third period was absolutely their best. And maybe, a little bit of score effects in this one. And they end up getting their 5th power play attempt of the game, which, like, even without McDavid and Draisaitl, if you give a team 5 power play attempts, they're eventually going to find the back of the net. It's actually funny watching the power play, which I actually didn't think was all that bad.
I thought the first 2 really were bad. And the other, when you get 6 attempts, like I said, it gets a bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, the zone entries without McDavid is like...
Dude, I mean... give me just 5 seconds on this. If you need more proof that Connor McDavid is the greatest player ever, or at the very least that he is the greatest power play weapon ever, when he is not on that power play and you have to actually think about entering the zone and getting set up, and there isn't a guy that just dive bombs to the red line and takes 10 seconds with the puck by himself while everybody can get where they need to be, and then they pass it around until they score. Like, he is missed so dearly, and it is, I think, taken for granted.
Yeah.
The automatic entry and setup stuck in the zone for as long as you want that he is.
You know, it was funny yesterday because they kept doing the drop passes, and they did one to Kasperi Kapanen, and he fell.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, that kind of sums it up, really, doesn't it?
He was getting top unit reps. Like, they were putting him over the boards
Not
first
many
on
guys
power
left.
plays. Yeah, I guess. All right.
He almost had an unbelievable goal. I don't know if it was in the first period or the second period, but he had two fakes, 2 dekes, and then had the shittiest shot I've ever seen. But I was like, damn, if Kasperi Kapanen just put together the goal of the year with McDavid and Draisaitl out, that would have rocked.
I like Kapanen. He just can't score. Couldn't hit a barn door.
Well, him and Podkolzin are basically the same player to some extent, at least offensively, because they both fly. They both actually do a good job of getting in on the forecheck and showing some amount of urgency in that regard, which is not something the Oilers do particularly well. But the two of them, if they have an opportunity to shoot, they either will not take it. Podkolzin loves doing the take it behind the net thing, which drives me bananas. But even Kapanen, he gets an opportunity to shoot. He just falls down, hits goalie in the chest.
Not ideal.
The Oilers got another power play. Adam Henrique finds the back of the net on this one. He went, what would it have been, 85 games without a power play goal as an Edmonton Oiler, and now he's got 2 in his last 2 games. But again, nice little shot here from Henrique, picks the corner. That's one of the guys, I was on with Gregor yesterday, and he was asking, he's like, who are some players you still want to see step up a bit more in the absence of McDavid and Draisaitl? And I was like, listen, Adam Henrique 13 months ago was playing top line minutes in Anaheim. I know it's Anaheim, but he was playing on the top power play unit, and he was a 20-plus goal guy. The idea that he's not fit for this role the Oilers are asking him to step into just is false. And right here, again, you see a guy who is skilled. He's not being asked to play this kind of a role anymore in Edmonton, but with McDavid and Draisaitl out, it's nice to see that he still kind of has that in him a little bit,
Yeah, I agree. It's you look at this goal too. He kind of fakes out the defenseman a little bit too by taking the extra step and then bumping back out. It's a good goal. Also, Corey Perry revenge game. We forgot to add that.
We did forget that.
Always. But Henrique is a guy though that I just never worried about. I think we talked about this early in the season where people were like, ugh, early returns on that contract not looking great. No. And especially in the playoffs, I think that being deep down the middle goes such a long way. And now that I don't know, maybe there's positional versatility there. Then if you do want to go back to playing him on the first line with McDavid at some point, given that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is clearly better served at center right now.
Yeah.
I think that just what he brings to your lineup as far as options goes, like every other team doesn't have that. And I've been crying for like a few days now about like, damn, I feel like the Avalanche are somehow kind of being slept on as like being like the true cup favorite. Like, look at what they can do down the middle. I forget until we have this conversation. I'm like, oh, right. The Oilers can do the exact same thing.
Henrique has always struck me as a guy who's like not always going to jump off the page and is not always going to be a guy that like you notice, but he's always a guy that you can't forget about. And he's very rarely going to be a net negative to your lineup. And he gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of options, a lot of versatility. He's an asset. Like, he's still an asset whether or not he's producing like he used to. It's kind of how I feel about him.
And you mentioned the positional versatility. He started last year's playoff run on McDavid's wing, played 2 games, scored a goal against LA, got hurt, they never tried it again. The idea that you could put him up there, or you can go McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Henrique down the middle, like that gives you a line of 4 centermen that is probably about as good as it gets in the West, unless Colorado gets Landeskog back and he's like their 4C or something, and that's how they work him into the lineup. But
yeah, I think that I am still keeping him down the middle because I think that Frederick on the wing is going to be a better play for them anyway. And I think that if you can do some sort of Perry, Henrique, Frederick thing, it will absolutely rock. And like the identity of our show this season, other than please can the Sabres get even a little better, is let Jeff Skinner play hockey. Yeah. Like when we before the injuries happened, we were like, all we want is Jeff Skinner playing when we go to see the Oilers, and for him to ideally be in a prominent spot in the lineup. And God was like, sure, here's how it's going to happen. Everybody else is going to die. When everybody's healthy, I still want Jeff Skinner to be on the first line with McDavid.
I think if Frederick plays down the middle, something has really gone wrong.
Do you think Frederick will ever play in Edmonton? I'm not convinced.
yeah, I was going to say, who is this you're talking about?
Yeah,
so this is tough because I think Pete and I and we like Trent Frederick. Yeah. We've had him on the show. He's an awesome guy. He's going to be great for the nasty that you all want. But I feel like Pete and I kind of know the secret that he's like not that good.
I wouldn't go there. Like, he's having a very bad year. Had a very bad year in Boston. A year or two ago, really good player. Really good, like, third-line player. If he fits in here, then he can, especially if you're playing him on the wing and his responsibility is not quite as grand as what the Bruins were asking from him towards the end of his tenure there. He's a good player.
Okay, so I guess we just have different definitions. Like, I mean, I'm thinking of the return and what it costs and everything. That I don't think he is the guy that you play on your third and fourth line, and if somebody gets hurt, you throw him up the lineup. And a lot of times when you do get those kind of middle six-ish acquisitions, that's sort of the plan. I don't think he's a middle six player. I do think that if he is a third or fourth line wing, you are absolutely fine there. Although I will say, Edmonton kind of has those options anyway.
That's what I was going to say. That, like,
Connor
Henrique
Brown
is that guy.
Chopped liver? Yeah.
I
like Connor Brown. That's my way of just saying I fuck with Connor Brown.
Leon Draisaitl was on his way to a Hart Trophy season with 2 of his most common line mates being Vasily Podkolzin and Kasperi Kapanen this year. I think Trent Frederick is a better player than those 2 guys. I'm intrigued. Just looking purely at the numbers and like the goals per 60 rates and who he plays with. Like, I think his most common line mate this year is Charlie Coyle, who, again, not a bad player by any means, but not Leon Draisaitl. Like, I look and go, if Frederick can score at the rate he did at 5v5 with Coyle, what can he do with Draisaitl? Can it be like a Pat Maroon light? What Maroon was to McDavid, can Frederick be that to Draisaitl?
I mean, I'll say Pete's the bigger Bruins fan. Pete watches him more closely, but my quick answer will be if Trent Frederick is a viable wing with Leon Draisaitl, and Leon Draisaitl is the exception when it comes to, like, if you move a guy up, what can he be? If you move anybody with Leon Draisaitl, he's going to carry them, and they're going to actually play well. But if Trent Frederick ends up being that guy, the guy that's playing with Leon and that line is rocking, nobody will be happier than me. That would be cool as shit.
And I also don't think that none of us can answer what Trent Frederick would be in that situation because he's never been in that situation.
Nick Foligno has been his guy, or Charlie Coyle has been his guy. And, like, God bless those guys, but Leon Draisaitl is the best passer in the world and one of the great scorers in the world.
Scoring summary. Let's wrap it up. Zach Hyman gets his 26th of the season right on the doorstep. Makes it a little sweaty in the final minute 20 for the Oilers.
Close. It was exciting. I almost turned off the game after the second period.
I almost did. I almost walked out of the building after the second period.
So did Zach
didn't.
Hyman because it looked like his leg almost snapped off.
That was
We
very, very frightening, actually.
After he got up and skated off, my fear disappeared. If his knee was that blown up, he probably wasn't.
I mean, I showed DJ the replay on the plane, and the flight attendants had to peel him away from the door as he was trying to open it.
Yeah. I was very despondent.
And then Bouchard takes one right off the knee.
Yeah.
My girlfriend
The
was
next play.
reading on her like Kindle or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, fucking Hyman's hurt." She's like, "What?" And I
Turn
was
the
like,
plane
well,
around.
I don't know if he is, but it doesn't look good. And she's like, "Okay."
Speaking of injuries, or did you have something else to add on Hyman?
300th game yesterday as an Oiler.
Congratulations to him.
Let me guess. I don't have my notes in front of me because I'm using the power of conversation today to guide me through the show.
We're big power of conversation guys. It's this bit that it started with my friends and I've brought it to the nation people.
It's the best.
You know when you're like sitting somewhere at a bar and it's like, oh, I wonder what the answer to whatever question is, and someone's like, oh, I'll just Google it. Yeah. Lame as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Power of conversation. So like when we were in Florida for
Work
the
it
cup,
out.
when we were in Florida for the cup final.
I'd rather be wrong.
Yeah. And like, again, someone will naturally find the answer. Then the next time you're around those group of people, power of conversation.
Yeah,
You're back at
there
it.
you go.
So we're in Florida, me, Jay, BM, and Liam. And it was like, I wonder what the population of Fort Lauderdale is. And we were like, no one Google it. Eventually we'll find a cab driver, something who knows the answer. And we talked to the one lady and we're like, hey, what's the population here? And what was her answer?
She said like 80,000 people.
Yeah, she was at
like that.
80,000 people. We're like, okay, it ends up being like in the millions.
I was gonna say a little south of that. She's a little
She's
south.
Price
of
is
the real
writing
number.
it.
Yeah, right. Just go with $1. I love you, so I love this, and I especially love doing it for show notes.
It's the best.
I have nothing prepared. We're gonna power of conversation.
I mean, I think that we've unlocked the secret of podcasting, which is conversation.
Yeah.
yeah, not knowing what you're talking about.
No one knows
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I believe, off the top of my head, Zach Hyman has 247 points for the Oilers and 147 goals.
All right.
Am I right?
I don't know.
Let me know.
Let us know in the chat.
But don't Google it. What did I say?
Price is right. That's a fine guess.
Do we have a Zach Hyman rooster coming this evening? Then do we know about the rooster, Joe Thornton?
Oh,
He's talking about stroking his penis if
Yep.
he scored 4 goals.
that's
in a
going to
game.
throw off the AI summary of today's episode. Do you guys get those on your show too?
I don't think so.
YouTube does like
Our show doesn't really
We'd be in
exist.
big trouble.
We don't actually hit record.
We skipped the algorithm.
there's like you can get YouTube to give an AI summary of what you talked about that day, and sometimes it is hilarious. We've had summaries where it's like, today on Oilers Nation Every Day, the chat was talking about the big goal Tyler Yaremchuk scored last night. And it's like, yes.
Oh, I mean, our chat is on a completely different conversation and everything from us. We'll be talking about a hockey thing, and they'll be doing puns on whatever. We have the best chat other than the Oilers Nation chat. Our AI summary today would be tough because we were discussing Jacob Chikrin and his light habits. And Pete said, I'm a big light guy. I've been getting into lights and the lights that like they give off.
Yeah, I had a real tough time
It
with
was like-
words today on the
It
show.
was super. No, but like you were saying it.
There was a message behind it. It's that lighting is important.
Yeah.
I like lights. I'm not Jacob Chikrin, anti-lighter, but I think that lights and lighting is important. And the
And it
type
was said
of
in a
lights.
Joe
Set the
Rogan
mood.
guest kind of way, which is like, I've been really getting into lights.
Yeah.
And when you take a light, that's giving off light, right? So then the light is, this light isn't coming from this. Like, that's the type of thing they do on Joe Rogan. So
The
we had a few
the
minutes.
far left took away incandescent light bulbs.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's how they get you.
Anti-woke nonsense.
Vaxxed.
Also, speaking of anti-woke nonsense, I was chatting with our friend Danger Swade.
Dangerous Wade.
Yeah, whichever way you want to read it. He is a big fan of your guys'
Big
show.
whatnot.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
What?
He has a surprise for you tonight.
Oh, boy. Is it a light bulb?
You know what it is because he wanted to run it by you. It is.
Needed approval?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's the
Pete only
best.
wants lights.
Oh,
though.
wait. Is it like...
Well, I don't know.
Is it a Bellini beer?
I think we'll find out tonight at the event. Which, speaking of the event tonight, by the way, if you're in the chat and you do not have your tickets yet, nationgear.ca. It is our What Chaos Oilers Nation crossover night brought to you by Fountain Tire. Going to be a meet and greet, going to be food and drink specials, going to be a live pregame show, going to be a live postgame show, and everything else that comes with a night at Greta Arcade Bar, street food.
I think I'm going to make a guess.
Someone says it's a Trump Oilers
I was going to
jersey.
say, knowing our fan base and how they treat me, it's probably going to be like a January 6th customized Edmonton Oilers jersey.
We have a very weird bit on the show.
I saw that in the
in
comments
which we
today.
pretend Pete is like an open Trump supporter and like practicing racist. And someone posted something today that made me think. I was like, we need to get a supercut of every time on the show I say, well, Pete, what were you saying before the show? And then Sean and I will say like that he said something that he absolutely didn't say. And then the chat gets so when people are saying like, yeah, it's going to be a Trump Oilers jersey, Pete is not a Trump person.
Like at least once a day, there's a question of where was Pete on January 6th in the chat. So Danger Suede, thank you for the January 6th Oilers jersey. I will wear it with pride.
Hunter
Biden Oilers. Tired Hunter, wired Hunter Biden.
Yeah, Hunter the Lynx. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
How many minutes did it take for us to turn this into an episode of What Chaos?
28.
That's okay. I usually have to do that on my own. Tyler doesn't always go along with me. So
Liam wrote in our prep today, I have a ghost story. So
Yeah,
do you want to do
I
that?
was spooked, but I cracked the case.
This is not the first time we've done this either.
No. I bought a house last September.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I had a child for a few days too.
He was a dad for 3 days.
Yeah.
What?
It was huge.
Did the house come with a
Had
baby?
a child for a few days?
Yeah, 17-year-old child from Connecticut for 3 days.
He billeted a
I
kid.
billeted.
Oh, okay.
Boy. So my ghost story. So I always shut my bedroom door. I don't know about you guys. And I woke up this morning and my bedroom door was open. And the story's not done.
I really wish it was. Not that I think it's a bad story. It would be the funniest thing in the world if you said you had a ghost story and that was it.
Well,
You explained it.
and there was a drawer open in my bedroom.
Okay.
Drawer was open, door was open. So I'm like, well, that's fucking crazy. What is happening? I go downstairs, cupboard door also open.
So 3 things.
3 things. Shortly after, my fiance woke up. She just opened the door and left it open.
That was it? So there was no ghost story.
But I was convinced for a while there because she isn't someone who really wakes up in the middle of the night.
I mean,
And this is now the second experience I've had in his house. My dad had this one where he was stood in the house and he said someone walked right by him.
That's
That was
your dad's
spooky.
listening, so I'll stop short of what I was going to say. But
It's not insane. It's the truth.
Was it your fiance?
paranormal.
Because
Yeah.
it seems like in the first half of the story, the ghost, we solved that one.
I feel like when you tell a ghost story, you have to like mention I was alone. That's why.
I was alone in that moment. I felt alone.
So you were, you know what you did? You Bo Burnhamed this story, which is where Bo Burnham did that thing where he was like inside and I'm by myself, I'm in solitude. He was fucking in his house with his wife or whoever it was. Like there was somebody else there the whole time. He just kept going into a room to pretend that he was losing his mind because he was stuck in this room. Like, my guy, you're getting Uber Eats.
Liam's like, there's weird shit that's happening in my house that I'm not doing. He's like, well, you live with another person. It's a crazy ghost story.
Yeah. It caught me off guard. I won't lie. When I texted though this morning, I didn't know the ending.
oh, she wasn't up yet.
She wasn't up yet.
Still on spring
I only
break.
found out moments before I left my house.
That dude, 10 out of 10 story. I'm not kidding, and I'm not.
Need a
like,
spin-off
this is not
series, Ghost Stories with Liam.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah. Tyler doesn't believe in the paranormal, though.
No.
Not even after that?
Well, no, because the other one you had, what was your one last year where like someone turned the hairdryer on?
Oh, this one is nuts. I cracked this one too. But in the moment, I'm still not convinced. So I used to live with my girlfriend's dad between houses. So one day he was away.
Just him?
No, she was out
Okay.
there, and he was out of town. And I come upstairs. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Keep that in mind. So I come upstairs. They had this Labradoodle, Duke, and I'm petting him. And all of a sudden, a hairdryer goes off upstairs. We lived in the basement. There was nobody upstairs. It was like a quick, on, hairdryer full, off. Duke was spooked. I was spooked. I immediately, obviously, ran downstairs to bed, shut all the doors. They were closed when I woke up, thankfully. And then I found out, I told him when he got back. He thinks it was his, what do they call them? Cable set made a noise in his bedroom.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. I'm pretty sure it was a ghost.
Like his cable box.
Yeah, he said sometimes it'll just make it'll kind of blow out air when it overheats, but he wasn't there.
I think that.
So I think it was a ghost.
Yeah, what's important with ghost stories is to not be convinced of the explanation. That's very important because that keeps the door open.
Yeah,
The
hopefully
callback
closed.
humor
Yeah.
keeps the door open for it to potentially be a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to get this back on the rails because we need to do our one big take. It's brought to you by Service Credit Union. The Service Big Share Contest is back, and it's your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Every $500 you save gets you 5 entries into the Service Big Share Contest. Contest closes April 30th. Skill test required. Visit service.ca/win to find out more information. What are you laughing at?
The oily accountant. Tyler, stop looking at your watch during Liam's story.
Extremely disrespectful.
Sorry, I wasn't really dialed into hearing that one for the second time.
There'll be more next week.
Okay, can we play the Stuart Skinner injury? Because he's not traveling with the team today. They called up Ollie Rodrigue. He was outside of the blue paint.
Yeah, he fell down out of it. Incidental contact for sure, but
There's nothing wrong with this.
no.
There's nothing wrong with this.
I'm having a fun time making everything about Mikko Rantanen being a problem this season, so I'll allow if you want to do some frame-by-frame hit chat. We're more of a chit-chat over hit chat, but if you want to say I didn't need the knee to the head there, let's do it. I'll be cool to be mad at Mikko Rantanen for a sec.
The head shouldn't have been there. The head shouldn't have been there more than the knee shouldn't have been there.
But the head was on his neck, and it was right there, and in all seriousness, I'm not saying it was a bad hit or anything. It does stink. Doesn't surprise me that he's not traveling. He wouldn't have gotten this game anyway, so you hope he's okay. Even the harshest of Stu Skinner detractors know they are in a much worse situation if they are without Skinner for a while. But I don't know. Maybe it's a 2, 3, 4 game thing, and you can treat it as a
Reset?
A reset. And I was going to say, get your head right. I'll choose my words differently there, and just kind of
Credit to you for not saying that.
Yes, and then saying it. Have the breather that he got in the second round against Vancouver last year.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. And Calvin Pickard's numbers this year are fine. I have no reason to believe, that they have a worse chance of winning any of these next couple of games. You would probably like Stu Skinner back for Vegas, but Calgary struggles to score. I know they're playing really good hockey right now. They've won 4 in a row, but still struggles to score. Seattle is Seattle. So if you have to give Pickard these next 2 games and it would allow you to basically give Skinner 6 days off, that's fine.
And there's a silver lining in the McDavid and Draisaitl injuries in that it has kind of forced a lot of players to come out of their shells and overperform. This team does do a good job of kind of tightening by what the situation is, reacting to, okay, this isn't here, so now we need to do this. A lot of teams can kind of fall off and say, this guy isn't here, so we're not going to be as good. The team has, I think, reacted well, and last night at points notwithstanding, has played better defense, knowing that they've got to kind of be better in goal prevention when they're going to be playing low-scoring games. I think having Skinner out for a little bit could also help them shore up their defensive responsibilities.
What did you make of Corey Perry's comments? You see that?
Yeah,
You
like
have
I
those,
mean,
Aaron?
we talk about this a lot with Louis, obviously, but like the idea that the Oilers don't like getting into scrums. This is what Corey Perry said after the game. He said, "No, I was pissed at myself. I didn't see what happened. I was on the ice when Rantanen hit Skinner, and that's on me. I should never let that happen. I didn't see what happened. I saw Stu go down, and everyone was standing around. I didn't see it till afterwards, and I was pretty pissed at myself. I didn't see it." I mean, we like to pull up that clip from a couple of years ago in that Tampa Bay Lightning game when Vasilevsky got ran, and all 5 Lightning players on the ice, it was auto shed. Everyone was grabbing someone, and it was like, you do not touch our goalie. I would like to see a bit more of that from the Oilers, and this is, again, not a new conversation that we're having, but like, if you see your goalie laying on the ice, just grab someone.
I think especially too with Dallas,
And you're down
because,
4-0.
Yeah.
Like Dallas is a team that you could be seeing in a month or so, and
Mm-hmm.
like you don't want to give them the idea that they're allowed to do whatever they want to your players and your goalie. And I think specifically with the goaltender, like regardless, I know I just said that wasn't really on Rantanen. It doesn't matter, when the when Rantanen hits your goalie and there's an outcome for that, the player's got to answer for it.
Even when Pickett went in, Sam Steele went right into him. Kind of guided a little bit, but still, like, the contact was made and the reaction wasn't even that much better.
And for a moment there, because that was a similar play that the concussion spotter yanked Skinner for a couple games ago. I was sitting there being like, are we going to get an e-bug tonight?
Matt Berlin again? Although he's
no.
not an e-book for them anymore. It's Tyler Palmer.
Yeah, Matt Berlin lives in Boston.
He does.
Did you know that?
Same.
He's becoming an optometrist. So that's the story of Matt Berlin, the Oilers e-bug. It would have been...
He should meet up with Corey Perry, because Corey Perry did a lot of I didn't see it, I couldn't see it.
Great
There you go.
There we go.
That's a good one. So, again, not overly worried about Stu, although concussions, you never know how they're going to play out, I guess.
I am very worried about him.
You are.
Of course. That was a crazy head injury.
Yeah, we didn't get an update on him after the game.
No,
huh?
they just said he's not, which I guess the update wasn't that surprising, but I really don't know what you do now.
Play Calvin Pickard a
I
bunch.
know, but that's the thing. Like, people in the chat, they obviously called up Olivier Rodrigue today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would play him in any games. They play San Jose next Thursday. If it comes to that, then I would play
But
him
you
in that
can't,
game.
but like, I get what you're saying. Like, soft spot, play him against the Sharks. The home ice advantage is probably going to come down to a 2-point gap between you and LA.
I guess it depends
Can't
on how
punt
these
on that
next
game.
3 games go.
But you do have 2 games against LA, so as long as you have whoever your starter is going to be then playing both of those games, then theoretically that would take care of it. But I do not love the idea of them having to ride one guy. But we talk every day on our show. We have like a Karel Vejmelka tracker. That guy's making his 15th start. Right?
In a
Or was it
row?
last night?
15th
15th straight start tonight. So if he can do it, Calvin Pickard,
Well-
you can make, I mean, you don't have 15 straight starts to even make right now. So you can do it, bud.
You can do some amount of that.
The
yes.
Oilers did help Utah in that aspect, though, because Vermont got pulled after the first period.
Yes, they
That's
kept
true.
him fresh.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
That's true.
Good point.
They famously ended Leon's.
Yeah.
So that
They
was
did.
a good
Moral
performance.
victory.
Yeah.
Lineup report brought to you by Oodle Noodle, 15 locations in the city. You guys, did you have it last time you were here?
I did not, but
Okay.
we are looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, I'm sure Jay is going to take you guys and treat you all good. But Oodle Noodle, legit. Download the app today. If you sign up for their loyalty program, 15,000 points, which is a $15 value. That's pretty much a free box of Tokyo Glaze. So you're a winner if you download the app. Shout out to Oodle Noodle. Derek Ryan goes down today.
Farewell.
Farewell, DR10.
Sorry, Was.
The Oilers
Yeah.
have 11 forwards. My
So-
wish is coming true.
11-7.
11-7.
Ty Emerson back in the
is
lineup?
in.
I'm an
think it's
Emerson
just
head,
like-
so I don't hate that.
Yeah, they've given him a ton of time off here. I think it was 4 straight healthy scratches.
He's rested.
Yeah, he should be ready to go. I don't know if I love the 11-7 approach, but you're a big fan of it, Liam.
I just think, what's Derek Ryan really bringing? Like, no disrespect. I like Derek Ryan. He's been a good Oiler.
You're just asking the tough questions.
Fuck.
What does that guy do?
Ty Emerson's a better player than him. I would rather have him in the lineup.
definitely agree.
Maybe they even put John Klingberg in tonight.
Over Stetcher or over Emberson?
Maybe Setcher. Maybe
I think
both of
If
them.
they do it over Emberson, then I'm mad at Chris Knobloch
I am
again.
too.
And I've liked this little break from being mad at Chris Knobloch because I think he's a good coach. Did he piss me off with his handling of Jeff Skinner? Who's to say? Me, Pete, and Sean are to say, yeah, it was very, very frustrating, but I'm fine with what he's been doing now. Don't dink around and play John Klingberg over
would
Ty
agree.
Emberson.
Bakersfield running out of players, so they let me remember.
Which is an insane thing to be happening, but
They had another player get injured yesterday.
Hmm.
So that was Cameron Wright. I believe Josh Prokop, Tyler?
Jay is asking for your donaire orders. Tyler, Liam, Pete, and DJ.
Oh,
Get fucked.
Does Sean get a donaire? Does Aaron get a donaire?
Reese, hello. We have a free intern over here. We should give him some food.
Jay also has my phone number.
Yeah, I'm mine. Nothing from Jay, but I'm also not looking at my phone.
He also
today.
knows where to find us.
I'm fascinated by the whole donaire thing.
So yeah, you know
good.
very little about this.
Very little about it, and it's the only thing that's been talked about when discussing this trip, basically.
Is you gotta have a donaire.
Yeah.
It's meat and sauce.
They're good.
That's it.
They're
It's meat and sauce.
They're
good.
better if you've had 8 to 12 beers
And
it's 2 a.m.
And you're
things
in
are.
Greece or
Yeah.
Turkey.
Pardon?
And you're in Greece or Turkey.
Oh, you're not a fan of the.
No, I am. I just had one from a Greek lady once, and it was fantastic.
Well, they're not getting that.
Was
Well-
it a ghost?
Could have been. Who knows? Josh Prokop
Yep.
signed in Bakersfield today.
I'm also
Oh,
pro
really?
cop.
The Golden Bears captain.
Yeah,
ATO.
what were you saying?
I was-
You were saying
I'm
you were pro cop,
pro-cop,
the thin
yeah.
blue line. Yeah, protect the blue, back the blue. What were you saying
Yep.
before the show?
That's what I was saying.
What were you saying about how they should just get rid of crime?
I like that I made this joke and you made
Yeah. You were like, DJ, reminder, call me a bad guy.
I did not see that.
Yeah, they signed him an ATO amateur trial.
Because he's probably trying to keep some amount of eligibility to maybe come
Well, I
back
have to.
the
Rumor
Bears.
has it there's up to 4 U of A players going to the NCAA next season.
Source.
Me. I have the information. I will tell you later.
Okay. Thank you very much. If Bob's listening, Bob's going to be
It's in
pissed.
his game notes.
Yeah, it's in my game notes.
Well, we do have game notes, actually. Great transition, Pete. Game notes brought to you by Star Mechanical, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. 24/7 emergency service, residential, commercial. They do it all. One of Edmonton's largest locally owned companies is Star Mechanical. Check them out online, starmechanical.ca. Liam, I'm going to read your game notes for you since you don't have your computer.
Thank you.
Power of conversation. Game power of conversation.
You said the Zach Hyman thing. We'll skip that. Corey Perry's comments post-game on Stu.
got
We
that
did
one
that already.
covered.
Seattle's lost 3 in a row, falling to Calgary in overtime on Tuesday.
Yep, gone to overtime in back-to-back games.
Frank said today they might fire Dan Bilesma.
John Tortorella.
Dude, when we were talking about torts at breakfast today, I was like, I didn't say it, but I was thinking, I was like, would they do that after 1 year? And I'll say, like, the optics wise, like the Jessica Campbell of it all, do you pull the plug after 1 year on that? I think no.
I think no, too.
Well, I just think
Considering
they're
their
not-
team isn't good.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
right, like roster, bro.
Yeah. Like, I think they
So-
got some good young pieces.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Philly, too. It's just that Dan Bilesma hasn't got in front of a microphone and been like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. Get me out of here.
I just think if you're Seattle, you're not going anywhere the next couple of seasons, and I don't think there's a ton of youth coming in the pipeline. Like, at least with
Seattle?
who do they have?
Well, Beniers and Wright, I would say, are still
there.
young in pieces. I don't remember anyone else.
I don't know. I just think let Dan Bilesma have one more year.
Berkeley Can.
Berkeley Canton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Former first overall pick in the Western League. He's a good player. 7th overall 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's one.
There's one.
I don't know. I just feel like Philly
You're
kind of
right.
needed the cultural reset. I feel like Seattle still needs to bottom out yet. And like just let
Yeah.
Dan Bilesma bottom out. What else did you have in here? You put Jordan Eberle's full name.
I can't believe he has 2 middle names.
Jordan Leslie Christopher Eberle has 3 goals and 11
crazy?
points in his last 12 games.
So he's a regular Jerome McGinley. What's with people
man.
whose names start with J in the NHL having a bunch of middle names?
Is that a trend?
Yes, right. So that's the kind of stats that Pete and I do. Those are the analytics that we get into. You guys discuss actual things. We say what players have played on these teams, and then kind of end it there.
Jerome McGinley rink. You could see that while you're here.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
around.
okay,
Yeah.
lovely.
2 Jerome McGinley Bowls tonight.
Yes, there is. LA plays the Avalanche, and what would the other one be?
Calgary.
Oh, Calgary.
Flames are playing
Dallas. He
He was a-
he was
He was drafted by Dallas.
Oh,
It's kind of
right.
it's kind of a
So-
cheap one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
We're very strict with our rules for what is a bowl, what is a revenge game.
That's right.
Seattle has been averaging more goals since March 1st than Edmonton at 3.5. Yes, Jay. None of the mics over there work. Oh, you're just going to talk to Reese. Figure it out, Reese. There you go. Those are our game notes.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Are you doing?
You have to get a donaire for Sean, too.
Is
We're good with onion.
is it possible to go light on the sauce?
Can I get
DJ
cheese
has
on
an
mine?
aversion to white sauce
It's a
because
very
he thinks
weird
it
thing.
looks like.
No, so that's
Come.
right. I have a weird aversion to white sauce, and then I need to clarify after that it's obviously not rooted in homophobia. That's something that Pete would do. But yeah, like like mayonnaise. I've never had a white sauce that I've enjoyed.
It's more of like a yellowy white.
Oh, okay. So I can get into that.
Yeah.
It's got a hue. Okay, if it's got a hue. Okay, I just have a bad track record with white sauces.
That'll happen.
There's 5, 7 onions.
I'll pick them off.
Yep.
All right.
Boss Mark's buying us donairs. That's why we're doing
Shout out to Mark.
Whoa.
He's Danish.
Shout out Denmark.
Yeah.
My sister just went to Denmark.
And did she enjoy it?
She went to Copenhagen. She had a great time.
Every time we say anything, someone notes like the AI summary is about to go crazy.
Okay, we got to keep cruising along. How much time? Oh my God, we only have 13 minutes left
Let's
in the
just
show.
go longer.
We can't go longer. We can go till the donairs get here. But they've also already been on the air for an hour today.
Are you guys having a nice time?
Yes.
We're having an
Okay,
incredible
then.
time. I
Yeah,
mean, we
we're
feel
good.
bad because we have just made this an episode of What
No,
Chaos.
it's all
this
good.
is-
Absolutely Seward your own show.
It's been very hard for me to jam in my 14 ad reads that I need to do on every show.
Yeah, we gotta go
But since Jay was just up here, let's talk shit about Jay a little bit. Do the Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge. You guys are going to love seeing this. Shout out to Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So every Oilers game day, me, Liam, and Jay, we put in bets. We keep track of it. At the end of the year, one person will be crowned a champion.
Also, it's in there. It says bet responsibly.
Yeah.
I just want that to be out
That's
there.
an
as
important
well.
note. Can we see the updated standings? Because for the first time all year, we have a new leader.
Woo!
I am up 6.8 units. Jay is 2-39.
Wow.
He is minus 34.7 units.
Responsibly.
Oh my God. Minus 34.
It's so funny.
Ty is up 6.85 units. I am 4.6 units. I was leading most of the way, but
This is the
I've hit a
first
bit
time
of
all
a
season
slope.
we have a change.
Yeah, so I usually am just a one bet man. I don't usually parlay, but last night I parlayed and I missed by Nugent Hopkins didn't get a
I
point.
feel like you should like put the phone number below Jay's.
Yeah, probably.
icon.
Well, so here's the problem is he got in such a hole. This is also just not betting responsibly. He got in such a hole that now he just swings. Yesterday, his parlay was 200-1. And he was like, if I hit it, I win the contest.
Yeah, that's the point.
So our picks
Respect,
for...
That
brother.
is such gambling problem mindset, which is, I was listening to, for whatever reason, I was listening to Dax Shepard's podcast, and he was talking about it with Seth Rogen. Like, gambling is the one addiction that in your brain you can convince yourself you cure by continuing the addiction. Like, someone with a drug problem isn't like, if I take this drug, then I won't have a drug problem anymore.
Yeah.
Gambling, you can always be like, if I bet a bunch of shit I don't have, suddenly I'm okay.
On that note,
Because that's kind of
our picks for
TJ's like,
tonight.
not my ad read.
I'm going relatively simple. Shot prop parlay. Bouch 3, Hyman 3. Both done it in 3 straight games. Plus 240. Simple stuff. Lehman.
Zach Hyman goal. Zach Hyman 3+ shots plus 170.
All right.
I don't know. I don't like this. I might change my mind, Aaron.
You can't.
Why not?
It's locked in.
We have done this many other
Yep.
times. I was just going to take my shots off and just go Hyman goal. Can we do that?
Sure.
All right.
What
that's
is it?
what
Like
I'll
plus 110? Okay.
do. 110?
Now you want to keep it. If he's going to score, he's going to get 3 shots, Liam.
All right. I'll keep it.
Yeah, you're keeping it. Jay's bet. What did he do today?
I can't wait for this. Oh, yeah, now we're talking.
160-1. Nuge point, Wallman point. Oilers win. Skinner over 2.5 shots. Bouch 4+ shots. Nuge 3+ shots. Arvidsson 3+ shots. The thing we keep telling him is he's only down 30 units, but then he'll swing for a 160-1 bet for no reason. Like he doesn't need to win by that much. I'll be honest. I don't dislike it.
I mean,
That's right. I don't look at anything there and say I wouldn't do that. What I would have done is I would. Jeff Skinner's scoring 2 goals tonight. Why isn't anybody betting on that?
Do you know he did score against Seattle this season twice?
He did.
Yeah.
I love this because during our event at Greta tonight, like if this hits, this place the roof is gonna blow off.
We are going to track this. Can we grab one of the whiteboards and write everything down?
Yes.
Down there? We need like 5 of the whiteboards to fit them, but then we will be able to check them off one by one. That's what I'm talking about, Jay.
Electric.
Jay. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Jay.
shout out to Bet365. What else we got to do? It's a Sherwood Ford Giant game day. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant. Shout out to the Nation truck. Maybe I'll take you guys for a spin in the Nation truck later. Shout out to Sherwood Ford the Giant. Nation Valet Service. Never visit the dealership again for your routine car maintenance. They come to you. They pick up your vehicle. They drive it themselves back to the dealership, do the work, and then boom, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, they'll bring your vehicle right back to you. And if you use Nation Valet Service, you get an exclusive Nation package, which includes an Oilersnation air freshener.
Oh,
looks like the logo. Yeah, there's one in the bathroom. If you're wondering why the bathroom smells so good. Shout out to Sherwood Ford the Giant. Should we do a little keys to victory?
Yeah, let's do it. My key to victory, don't get injured tonight.
Decent
That'll
point.
be big. Second one, capitalize on your opportunities.
You're the better team. Play like it.
Bingo. Even without your two best players, you're probably still better than Seattle. Yeah. They've already proven they are.
They've beaten Seattle already without Connor and Leon. You can do it again. Tyler Mulick says, special teams battle. Love that. Any cliches for you guys tonight?
I mean, I really liked the don't get injured, but I would just say get the ball to Jeff.
I like that. I mean, we've been talking about like we had this conversation on our very show this morning. It was just like the Oilers bubble wrap until the playoffs because we had the Devils in the Eastern Conference just completely sewered by injuries. Can't have that for any other team, especially the Oilers heading into the playoffs.
I would agree.
Get the ball to Jeff. Go easy on Joey Decord. Be nice to him.
You guys had him on the show?
We love him. Yes.
A man of many nations.
He's right.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
a
we
man
didn't
of
love
none.
that behavior.
A man of none.
Yes.
We did not love that behavior. We were worried that he was going to play for Canada. The horror if he would have. Fuck. He should have.
I know. I did send him quite a threatening message.
A nasty note.
A little bit of a nasty note.
Don't even think about it, brother.
And he did not, so he's still on my good side for now.
Jordan Bennington, not so much.
Terrorist.
There you go. Keys to victory. Shout out Sherwood Ford the Giant. Do we have their game notes video? 20 seconds we'll have their game notes. You guys are going to love the game notes that our friends at Sherwood Ford give us. What else do we have to do today, Liam?
What's trending? Presented by What's Chaos?
What chaos? Not plural. Yeah, just what chaos.
Chaos. Check it out.
Oh, we got it? Okay, before we get to what's trending, here are game notes from our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant. Hockey fans helping hockey fans.
Since February 1st, Bouchard ranks third amongst defensemen with points with 19.
Calvin Pickard has a .913 save percent and a 2.00 goals against average against the Seattle Kraken. Let's go Oilers.
Jeff Skinner has 11 points in his 8 career games versus Seattle. Let's go Oilers.
Is Jeff Skinner's playing?
Jeff Skinner is in the lineup. Confirmed. Shout out to our friends out at Sherwood Ford the Giant. No Giant Mike today.
No, and that's disappointing. Other gentleman that goes, let's go Oilers.
Yeah, I like him too from the service department. I'm going to be using the Nation Valet service soon, and I think he is the guy who might be coming to pick it up. Did we get some super chats? Can I see them?
We've had them since the start of the show. Duran has been spending his money.
Duran, good stuff. Okay, super chats, as always, go towards the Ben Stelter Foundation. Love what they do over there. Very excited to partner with them for our super chat. So all your super chats are a donation to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Duran dropped in $13.99, said, let's remember how inconsistent the best goalies can be. Even Hellebuck takes a nosedive historically in the playoffs, and Stu did outduel most number ones. At the end of the day, he is our tendy. Do we still have that sports psychologist? I actually haven't heard about him. What was his name?
George Mumford?
George Mumford.
Post Western Conference Final, there was a lot of like, hey, did you know? And it was always that the Oilers used Kobe's guy on Stu.
I just think people ran out of stories.
Yeah,
maybe. You know, like teams go so far. It's like, what else have we got? It's like, oh, George Mumford. He still works for the team. He's on the team website.
Is he?
Oh yeah, I look every day.
I love the idea. Just show prep is just checking the team website.
Liam just checking to see if one person got fired from the team.
Who's the staff today?
How's staff looking? All right. Things appear to be in order.
Yeah, same group as
you
yesterday.
guys wouldn't believe how many times we have to have a conversation with the goalie coach in this market.
Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Who's
just-
your goalie? Boston's goalie coach.
Bob Asenza. Goalie Bob is his nickname.
Goalie Bob, yeah.
Former Oiler.
So it's really you want goalie to be your nickname if you are a goalie coach.
Yep.
So that's why they haven't fired him, is because they're like, shit, I don't know of anybody else whose name is goalie, so just keep him.
Have you ever been to the Staples Center for a Kings game?
Yes.
Or Crypto, I guess.
The Crip, as we
Yes.
call it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that the question?
That was it. When we went last year, I have two stories.
I bet.
The first one was, so their old goalie coach used to be Bill Ranford.
Oh, yeah, former Bruin.
Yeah.
Former Oiler.
Former
Former
Oiler.
Capital.
So when you go to take a piss at the Crip, they put these hockey cards in there, and one of them was Bill Ranford. So you're literally pissing on their goalie coach.
Liam couldn't believe it.
It's not good behavior.
It was nuts. I couldn't pee in that urinal. I had to wait for a new one. The second one was, I was stood out with, it was me and you, and Hart from Puckpedia, right?
Yep.
And this girl comes up to us and was like, "Are you guys real Oilers fans?" We're like, yeah. She's like, "Good, because if you lived in LA and you were Oilers fans, I would have had to kick the shit out of you." And Hart lives in LA and he's an Oilers fan. So
That was awkward.
It would have been tough. It was a tough one.
Kings
LA,
fans
not the best.
kind of suck.
Not as bad as Vancouver.
They're pretty rude. Yeah, Vancouver was bad.
I wonder why they're rude to Oilers fans.
Yeah, why would Kings
Why
fans
would Kings fans dislike the Oilers?
I don't get it.
Darnell Nurse let PLD score that one time last year. That was cool.
Yeah,
It should be nice to Oilers fans.
exactly.
I accidentally took a picture and posted, speaking of urinals, and I actually didn't do this, no.
Post
it
and
was
hog?
well watered down. I accidentally posted my pee. Yeah.
We
Nothing
did
else?
we did a show in Utah.
I showed my pee.
We did a show in Utah, and we were talking about they had wildly deep urinals. Their urinals have so much water in them. You could
Mormon
take
thing?
a bath in there. And DJ
Well, you
took
could take a bath.
Fuck you. Pretty good. DJ took a picture of the urinal. We both took pictures of the urinals. That's how wild they are. For some reason, the picture that DJ took was used on the show, and it was after he pissed in the urinal. So it was just a picture of DJ's piss on the
After
show.
I pissed and flushed, though, because you guys asked, you were like, "Wait, when did you take this before or after you peed?" And I was like, "After." And they were like, "So," and then the chat was like, "He showed his pee. Don't show your pee." And I was like, "No, I fucking flushed." But let's be real. There's no way. With all of that water in there, I'm sure it's way watered down. I'm sure some of my pee was still in there. They get like it's not like a complete 100% out, 100% in type of situation.
Of course.
So I showed some of my pee, but definitely not as much as I was accused of showing. Showed
a lot
very
of
little
piss.
piss.
AI summary's just fighting for its life right now.
I believe we posted the clip with like, "Did he show piss?" question mark.
Any other piss talk you want to get to, Tyler?
No, and that is very on brand for me.
Tyler loves a good pee conversation.
Yeah, that's what the chat's talking about right now.
Huge piss podcast. I haven't seen anything. Maybe I've been missing them. I haven't seen anything. It's like, who are these guys? Get them off. They're the worst. Everybody's like, this is a good show you guys are having today.
Hell yeah, like, are the numbers staying like relatively
we at?
consistent?
Aaron Ekblad,
Oh, yeah.
get off the piss talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, get off the fist talk. What's trending, Liam? So you had Ghosts done.
Covered.
Greta
Unless anyone
tonight.
else.
Any specific game? I know Sean's bubble hockey. Any specific
Yep.
games you guys
Pop a
have?
shot.
Pop a shot.
Pop a shot.
I will beat you in that.
No, you won't.
Okay. There's a football game that Liam and I
Yeah.
are addicted to.
Oh.
You got to throw the football through the little holes and then hit the receivers.
I'm good at it on my 5th try. After I
need-
try and beat Tyler's high score on his first try. Never get by it. But the other day, Tyler was telling us how great the new games were at Greta as he walked by them to get to the football game. He
Yeah,
never
I don't
played
play anything but the football game.
You're like, "Dude, that's for other people."
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I want to do the football game.
All I've heard about Edmonton and the things like the attractions here they've just gotten so much better since like the last time DJ was here. Like the pro shop double the size.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Greta reopened.
Yep.
New games, all this. So I'm very excited.
Snow.
You gonna go to the mall?
We're gonna go to the mall.
Yeah, people have
yeah.
been saying go to the mall.
I got a story for you about the mall.
I bet you do.
There's a pirate ship at the mall.
You were there by yourself, yet there were other footsteps happening at the mall. Where are those coming from? No, give us the pirate ship.
Liam had his birthday there
My
once.
21st birthday party on the pirate ship.
Oh, that's a perfect place
It
to
was
do
awesome. Beer pong, flip cup, the works. Asian tourists taking pictures of us on the boat.
The works.
It was unreal. It was so good.
You're relatively familiar with the mall, right?
No, I mean I know what malls are.
But like water park, sea lions.
Oh no, I was not unfamiliar with the game.
Oh, no, it's the
Lions,
Canadian Mall of America.
So it's the mall.
Yeah,
It's
for a
the
while it
biggest
was.
mall in the world.
For a while it held that.
Who
Yeah.
beat it?
Mall of America.
The Edmonton Oilers Pro Shop got so much bigger. It's now the biggest mall.
I think there's one in Dubai. Can we get a fact check on that? Actually, no. The power of conversation.
Power
will
of
guide
conversation.
us.
Yeah.
we'll
Actually,
figure it out.
Sean might know. Sean, do you know?
Any idea, Sean?
I think
Dubai sounds right. They're just going for the big bucks nowadays in Dubai.
They buy everything.
There you go. The Iran Mall, 21 million.
Iran?
That's a whole city.
Iran, wow. Iran is a country.
Okay.
Wow.
Skating rink in the middle, obviously. Like, you know the highlights of the brick tournament where it's like, that's where it
Oh,
happened.
that's where it is.
Yeah.
So you might be able to.
We
We
got
might
an
be able to go down and see the wall of all the players who have played in the brick.
If you go
think.
if you go around like 4 o'clock, it's usually public skate time, so you can go rent skates and go rip
Amazing.
around on the ice.
We
We
did
got
not-
an unbelievable story from Jacob Fowler, Montreal Canadiens prospect.
Goalie.
The worst goal that he ever allowed was at the brick tournament, was because somebody like launched a clearing attempt from his own end of the ice, and he was blinded by the sun and got scored on at the brick tournament. So
There is an open
That would
roof
happen.
there. Yeah. What else in the mall?
I used to my first
there's
ever
a-
job was at one of the sports stores in the mall, so
Yeah.
you can go see that. That was
There
fun.
An Ed Sheeran story at the mall once. He was at that
An Ed Sheeran store?
story.
Oh.
Yeah.
like a Instagram story?
No, like a real life story. Well, probably.
Okay,
but
just tell the story.
He was at H&V, which is
Yep.
at the end of the mall. I don't think it's there anymore.
No,
I think it's
Sunrise
at-
Records now.
Might
It's in
even be
phase
at
3.
Toys R Us as well. And there was a girl singing one of his songs on the stage. I believe it was Thinking Out Loud. And he was in HMV, comes out and joins her on the stage.
He would.
He's a good English bloke.
Yeah, he did. He popped into an Irish bar in Boston for St. Patrick's Day.
Did he sing with Galloway Girl?
And he did.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did his whole thing.
Saw that
Of course
one
he did,
coming.
right, Liam?
Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah, Bourbon Street in the mall. So it used to be the street of restaurants. When the mall first opened, they wanted it to look like New Orleans. Now it's just like there used to be a Jungle Gyms there. That was kind of cool.
was big.
But now it's just like Earls and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, water park. That's another.
And the water park. Yeah, the water park's sick.
Water park sick. No free ads, but we've been told that we must go to Pro-Am Sports in addition
Oh, yeah.
to whatever.
Sports Closet. Sports Closet is your number one spot.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Pro-Am does a lot of like signed gear and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Pro-Am-
So we're like knickknacks boys. We just get a bunch of stuff for the studio. So we're hitting the pro shop today.
Yeah.
We're organizing the informal Jeff Skinner jersey purchase
Yes.
occurrence event thing. So what's it called? Sports bar?
Sports Closet.
Sports closet.
There's not one in West Edmonton Mall. Only 3
Kingsway
locations in the
Mall,
Edmonton
yeah.
area. Yeah.
St. Albert Center, Shore Park Mall.
Yeah, you can come out to either of the 2 suburbs Liam and I live in. Come to the Sports Closets out there.
Amazing.
Okay, that's what's trending. That was very good. Some chat about the mall. Liam, we forgot to do this yesterday, so we got to do it today. Our Safeway picks for the week.
Oh, yeah.
Safeway,
very well.
download the app and get in on their NHL Pick'em Challenge. The grand prize is a trip for 4. You and 3 friends get to go to an NHL home opener of your choice in 2026. On top of that, just by making your picks, you'll get yourself in on potentially up to 150,000 scene points.
That would be huge.
You're a big Safeway guy. That's your go-to grocery store. 150,000 scene points would go a long way.
Miles. It would go
Considering the
miles.
price of eggs, since everything the Americans are doing to our economy.
Don't get us started. I was listening to the Oilers
Don't blame
game.
me.
I was listening to the Oilers game, and at intermission last night, they were doing like the little like news update.
Yeah.
And they have to list all the shit that Trump is saying, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking God, we're so sorry.
Yeah,
We didn't do it.
I'm not a politics guy.
I kind of did it.
Sorry. It's when there was the Trump thing for 4 years, it was very nice to go back to like you just don't hear anything for 4 years. Like every 3 months, Joe Biden falls down, and it's like, haha. But then other than that, like nothing.
Yeah.
And now we're back to having to hear about it every day. And
We
every
had Jay
news is
Baruchel on during the Four Nations thing, and I was like, I think the reason why Americans are like, why are Canadians so mad, is because we have just tuned him out. When he says he's going to do something, we're like, no, he's not. He's not actually going to do it. It's not going to happen. And so like we're just used to it not mattering. And Jay was like, it's still a pretty big threat, though.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fair.
Are they playing that like wild Mike Myers commercial up here on TV?
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, well, that's a strange commercial. I was like, are you a real Canadian? Name 5 Canadian things. And he does, and he's like, then there's like, don't take our country, please. Yeah. That's a commercial. It's crazy.
Safeway picks. Liam, how'd you do last week?
4-1.
Holy shit.
I only lost.
We might be going to an NHL home opener of your choice with 3 of your friends.
It's 4 of us. Sorry,
You
Aaron.
gotta count the ghosts.
Sneak in a few ghosts.
I was gonna say,
They
you gotta
don't
count the
make them
ghosts.
show tickets.
Liam by himself at the game.
The other 4 go. The other 3 are ghosts.
4-1. The only one I lost was my last leg. The Minnesota Mild couldn't pull it out against Vegas, but that was better with my heart.
Well, speaking of the Minnesota Wild, are they in a little bit of trouble? Maybe just a little bit of trouble? Flames are getting hot.
Well, I
We
mean, those
discussed yesterday
injuries
on our
will catch
show.
up to you.
They've got a lot of 4-point games and scary games coming up. They got the Capitals. They got
Go to the wild card standings. There we go.
There we go. Look at that. Minnesota, 85 points, 72 games. St. Louis, 73 games, 83 points. Vancouver, 80 points, 72 games. Calgary, 70 games, 79 points. Utah? Do I go that far?
No, Utah's cooked.
Farewell,
Utah's
Utah.
done.
Who do you think will
I
get
feel
in?
like the Oil have a good opportunity to just kill the Flames this weekend in their hopes.
Yeah.
But we also want the Flames in the playoffs.
Do you?
Worst pick.
Yeah, less travel.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a BOA round one. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
electric.
That'd be
oh
nice.
my God! Didn't
We're-
even
Which is
consider.
we've
which is
got a long way
possible.
to go.
You need Minnesota to obviously fall out. Calgary needs to become wild card one, and Edmonton needs to pass Vegas. Probably not happening, but you never know.
Dare to dream.
Or LA loses like 9 in a row, which probably isn't going to happen. But yeah, the Oilers got some work to do here if they're going to even get home ice. Fuck me.
No, I say no. Just kind of
I
like
also say
tread
no.
water and win your games against the Kings, and you are good.
That 5-game losing streak is really kicking them in the butt right now. Because they've actually been playing pretty well recently.
Yeah.
Ton of 1-goal games, even when they're losing, it's only by 1 goal.
The
Don't answer
MLB
yet?
season has officially begun.
Oh,
Look at that.
Vladdy did not get signed. Fuck.
what does that
Couple
mean?
reporters were doing the whole thing last night, being like, "Oh, one more offer. Here we go." Nope, Vladdy did not get signed by first pitch, so that sucks.
Red Sox.
He might be a Red Sox.
Maybe a White Sox.
You were on the Red Sox beat for a few years, right?
Not beat, but I covered them. I was like a general. Basically, when the Bruins weren't playing in the summer, I would have to cover the Red Sox because they were like, "We're paying you for the year, work for the year."
Who
So,
was
yeah.
on the team? Dustin
Yeah,
Pedroia?
those would have been in the
Attaboy.
Pedroia
That's
days.
really good.
I'm thinking for whatever
Love
reason,
baseball.
like think of when was the guy called Mike Cameron was there, Darnell McDonald, like
man.
those kind of days. It was those Red
Bad
Sox
days.
teams. Yeah.
Liam, as we get set for the baseball season, first off, go Guards. Also, Blue Jays. How many of the Blue Jays starting lineup, starting 9, do you think you could name?
Oh, well, we'll sign left field. Michael Saunders.
Nope, been retired for 4 years.
Okay. Center field, Ben Rivera.
Also been retired for a
Right
really long
field.
time.
He's center field there, and Kevin Billott's center field
Eric Hinsky still?
No, Eric Hinsky.
Carlos Delgado.
there. Melky Cabrera.
Nope.
He's not out in right
He's
field
out.
anymore.
He's done.
I got George Springer.
Yep.
Roy Halladay?
Jesus. Yeah, Vladdy.
Yep.
Oh,
There's 2.
Guerrero.
Both 3, yeah.
Guerrelli.
Bichette.
Yeah. Kirk. Yeah, things are tough. I'll just.
Sign pitcher.
Biggio's not there anymore. is he?
Biggio's gone.
bad.
They signed Anthony Santander. For those of you who are going to start getting into baseball again,
Who's third base?
third base is Ernie Clement. Yeah,
He
it's
actually played in the 1930s. as well.
Andres Jimenez, Will Wagner,
He's
and
a
Alan
ghost.
Rodin.
Third base. A ghost.
Well, I think it's time I cracked open the Moneyball DVD and get ready for the baseball season.
Get hyped up. All right, I think we're good. I think that's a good show.
I
What a show. What a show.
That was a good show.
I have one more what's trending.
Okay, even though we moved on from that segment 3 segments ago.
Well, yesterday there was a big announcement. Did you guys see that stream that Marvel did? 3 hours of announcing their cast, end it, and say more to come. It's like it was a 3-hour cast announcement
Of empty chairs.
of empty chair. Well, one not so empty.
That's true.
A dead man comes back to life.
I was gonna say, they
What
were
a
all
way to
filled with
wrap it up.
ghosts.
Yeah, and now here we are with another 3-hour announcement to come. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was definitely worth bringing up, I think,
Yeah.
to close the
That's
show.
some big. You know what that is? That's some big Wicked behavior. At the end
That
of
is-
Wicked,
I haven't
where
seen- no spoilers.
Oh shit!
I haven't seen it.
They sing "Defying Gravity." Spoilers. See Wicked. Wicked was as good or better than all the movies nominated for Best Picture this past year.
Well, The Complete Unknown just came out on Disney in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be
That's
watching
solid. Like, so Wicked is as good or better than A Complete Unknown. And A Complete Unknown was solid.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it. I'm currently on the Resident binge. You guys seen that one?
No.
It's with that guy from Gilmore Girls, the third boyfriend that Rory had. I can't remember his name.
What the fuck?
I didn't do Gilmore
Oh, yeah,
Girls.
that guy.
Also, here's one. You guys all know this. I'm in season 3.
No Blue Jays lineup, but Rory's boyfriend lineups got him down.
Well, the historic run for Rory in Gilmore Girls. They all went on to big things. The villain in season 3. Do you guys remember the movie Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So the basketball player he lived with from the Knights, I think they were called the LA Knights. Was his name Tracy? He's the villain.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to God. Looks exactly the same, too.
The
Has
range
names
of that
big.
actor. Because he was no villain in Like
No,
Mike.
he was not.
very helpful.
Hey, what's
He
up,
was,
Charles?
Yeah. So
You can come in. Yeah, it
yeah,
shows
it
a
was-
mess.
I think I'm good now. Someone asked me if I had an egg story. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show.
Oh, a tease.
I do have an egg story.
So you did we did a 3-hour show of talking about ghosts and nonsense, and then, do you have a ridiculous story? No. You'll have to wait.
There's a chatter that just says, end the stream.
Show's a mess. Good.
Unbelievable.
It's because I was a farmer once for a few days.
For a summer, Liam farmed.
I did know this story, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be big.
Amazing. Jeff Skinner in the chat says, Tyler, I saw you check your watch again.
Yeah. Because I have to do another podcast in 15
Well, we'll
minutes.
be doing pregame all of us, right?
Yeah, are we going to
maybe-
do a 5? No, we can only do 4.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe I'll sit out.
We'll figure it out.
We got a big day ahead. You
come to
have
Greta.
like more the busiest man in showbiz.
Now I got to do real life in 20 minutes. That's why Chalmers is here with his Ryan Cokes.
I like that
Absolutely
Tyler is slinking down and checking his watch, acting like he has no ability to get the show on track or end, and just what do you want me to do?
I will say, so doing an off the rails show as a host when you're a big part of the reason why it's off the rails is comfortable and easy, and kind of used to it. Doing an off the rails show when you are not the host is so much fun.
Yes.
I don't think I missed an ad though, Liam.
No, we got Safeway because we missed that one yesterday.
Yeah, and Liam went 4-1 in his pick. Shout out to Safeway. We love them very much.
I have my picks, but don't need to show them, I guess.
We'll do them tomorrow.
I send them to you.
Do them
Okay,
tomorrow.
sounds
Do them
good.
tomorrow. We'll do everything tomorrow. Okay, that's a wrap. Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day. Tonight, Greta pre-gaming / What Chaos. That's going to go live 7 o'clock. Post-game immediately following as well. Going to be a good time tonight down at Greta. Get your tickets, nationgear.ca. Thank you for doing this for over an hour, boys.
Thank you.
Always.
Thanks for allowing us to do it.
Welcome to Edmonton. That is a wrap. New episode of Real Life coming later on this afternoon as well. And we'll see you all at Greta. Oil up.